A few months ago, I was at the Troxy in Limehouse. It's a glorious, faded old opera, stroke bingo, stroke teddy boy retreat that now puts out a lot of boxing and mixed martial arts shows. Now, the star of the show was a man who was meant to lose, OK? But he ended up winning. And, if you don't mind me saying so, winning in style and an entertaining style. His record at the time was something like 1-2 and lost 20, but stats are deceptive. This kid, or rather, I should say, this man could really fight. He was a cross between James Toney and the greatest African fighter of all time, Zum Zum Nelson, with a little bit of Willie Nelson thrown in for good measure. It's a delight to welcome to the BBC London 94.9 Boxing Hour Moses Matovu, who I think is also known occasionally as the Black Mamba. Is that correct?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Barnes.
That's okay.
That's quite an introduction.
Well, listen, I don't mind at all giving you an introduction because you deserve it completely. Moses, just refresh my memory on your career. You're from Uganda, but you ended up turning professional in San Diego. How did that come about?
Well, I was living with my family in Boston, and I decided to give it a go and go to Vegas and train with a fella who you might remember who used to live in London, Cornelius Boza Edwards.
Corny Boza Edwards, yeah. Used to box for the Lodge, the Ugandan, yeah, lovely guy.
Yeah. He is in Vegas now, trains people, so I went out with him, and he was taking me out on shows.
Mm-hmm. And then from America, you ended up, you had a break in 2007. You ended up in Dublin in 2008. Now, I know Corny doesn't work in Dublin. How did you end up there?
Well, my wife at the time, right now, my wife is from, she was born in Banga, a place outside of Belfast. So I live in Northern Ireland now. Mm-hmm. And that's how I'm getting fights around Dublin and coming over to the mainland. Yeah,
and of course, because this year you had another couple of years out and came back this year, but now you're serious, aren't you, Moses? It's no more joking. Now you're serious.
No, I'm serious. I'm coming back with a bang, and I'm training out with the Wotton brothers in Belfast. Mm-hmm. So they're doing something good with me because the results can be, like what you saw at the Troxy.
Yeah. I mean, you're floating around, you got that sort of James Toney thing going, and you're sort of having, having a look. As soon as you got serious, you took over.
That's all me, really. I mean,
yeah, of course
it annoys the hell out of Alan Wilton, but it's nice to do it in style because.
But it's quite nice to annoy Alan. It's always nice to keep him on his toes. You understand me? Don't.
I don't think you will like the sound of that.
You can tell him that.
He likes the wins.
Listen, all he does like is wins. Now you got a hard fight, and I'm going to say a hard fight. It's an unbeaten guy that thought he'd be going to the Olympics. Danny Price on Saturday week up in Manchester. Now that you're trying to turn this corner and change your record from a lot of losses to a lot of wins, did you study your opponents now?
Well, I am not really studying anybody. It's really putting in the hard work and coming out and trying to surprise those people. They are using me as a stepping stone.
Of course they are. Of course I know.
But, I'm coming out and trying to put them through their paces.
Yeah.
And since they can, they're up to it. I hear he has quite a good record, and he's quite on TV a lot. I think he's always on Sky.
He is, yeah.
On the second, we're going to find out what he's really made of. We can only put in a day in the office.
Yeah, exactly. We can only put in a day at the office. Now, listen, Moses, can you do me a favour? And I want you to stay in touch with me. Win or lose, we're going to keep on covering you on here. And next time you're ever in London, I'm going to try and get you on one of my shows.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, Moses. Good luck against Danny Price.
No worries, Mr. Barnes. Thanks for all the support, okay?